mentally being very healthy is so important for scaling a business. I had a lot of lonely nights that I would just like, I have no one to talk to, I have no friends. But this is school again. My friends are the school creators. We understand each other, right? You are with the people that when you talk to, you enjoy talking to because you're on the same level of mindset.
We connected like back in August, and you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna win the games," and I didn't know how serious you really were, but you won the games, and not only that, you're you're basically at the very tip top of the school leaderboard. You were the goat. You are currently in the number two spot, but it just seems like you just keep going. And I want to hear why you got on, why you brought it to school, and what was going on before school for you. And yeah, tell me about this like move onto the platform with your co-founder.
Yeah, so when did we move to the school? I think that was back in the May, June, around that time. So it's so what when I started the business that I started was calling risk-free marketing, which is still the brand is there. And there was no AIPreneurs existed back then. That's back to February this year. So it's like 10 months ago. So I started risk-free marketing all by myself. And risk-free marketing was based on like the providing education for AI. So the whole AI thing, I've been in the AI world for quite some time since the ChatGPT basically launched, and that was when my
Mm,
obsession started with the whole AI. And like I educated myself for quite some time before I actually monetize it. And that
yeah.
was just February 2024 this year that I started. Okay, well, I want to monetize it. I want to provide AI courses and education to people about how to leverage the ChatGPT with the comprehensive prompting because I ended up being a prompt engineer basically by accident.
Mm,
That wasn't my intention or goal. It's just like, you really get obsessed with something and you absolutely enjoy it. This is basically what happened to me in 2023,
mm-hmm.
right? 2023 for me was the whole year of obsession with writing prompts, basically.
Mm,
And exploring different AI softwares. It's just
mm-hmm.
like literally just not making money, just literally being obsessed and writing and I'm like, how can I revelations? I've been a marketer for many years, so it's like my background is marketing. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been marketing for 14 years, and then I gave myself a bit of break because I went through the back-to-back pregnancy and small kids. And so basically there was a bit of gap for a couple of years here. Like I was still working like part-time and stuff, but it wasn't really being full-time employee, like randomly been doing some freelancing work and stuff when I was pregnant or it was the having a very small child or baby.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and it was 2023 that I think my son was like 1.5 years old at that time, and I decided that I need a bit more, mental stimulation again. And I just found out about ChatGPT that came,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh wow, like I can go revolutionize this industry, marketing industry with AI now because now you could train it to write Facebook ads, to do emails, to do this and that. And it wasn't just ChatGPT or prompting; it was also the AI softwares too, because there was so many AI softwares coming up about cloning yourself, writing presentation, this and that. So that was basically the whole year. I was just spending time on writing prompts, creating frameworks, systems, and just for the sake of like doing it. And obviously I wanted to start a business again, back on the business, because of like we've done with the kids and now it's time to build a business. And that's when I started thinking, instead of trying to clone myself and go out find the best marketers and stuff, I was like, I don't need to have a team. I could literally go train AI to do everything for me, and with one hand there I could build a business. That was basically the idea I had.
Mm.
And yeah, and yeah, so this year February, that's when I launched the business. I basically launched the business, and I always started with my 10 weeks AI accelerator course. That's how it always started.
Okay.
And the AI accelerator course was based on the so Monday copywriting and prompt, and it was Thursday about software and hacks, AI softwares and hacks. Basically that's how we were running it, 2 sessions a week. So prompt and the software. So for 10
Mm.
weeks I ran that program. We had 70 people into that program from all around the world,
Mm.
mostly from US. And so we run that 70 people. So that course was running really well. We had a lot of like a good testimonials, 5-star testimonial,
Mm-hmm.
no complaint, no refund request, nothing. It was really sounded like it's successful. However, this was the interesting part. Writing that course for a couple of months and then reading all of those testimonials, success stories, even though they're 5-star, everyone was talking about how much I learned, not making money though.
Mm.
So the whole focus was about learning, not making money. And that's when I had an issue with, because I was like, what is the point of taking a course, do for 10 weeks of your time, and at the end you just learn something? Why not making any money? What is the issue here, right?
So
And
you had happy people, but they weren't. They
they
were
thought
they
they
un.
were happy, but
They
I was,
thought they were happy. They weren't happy. You were like, I'm calling it. You guys aren't as happy as you should be.
yeah, exactly like that. I know it sounds a bit exactly like that. I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why you guys happy, because like you're not making any money. It was a couple of exemptions though. There was a couple of students that they really, really had success by making money, but all of them were the people that were already had a business. Like we
Mm-hmm.
had a company that they were marketing agency, small marketing agency, that I actually interviewed her in my podcast as well. She was saying that it literally saved them $50,000 on payroll after doing my course.
Wow.
Now they can do a lot of things automated and stuff. So I did interview her in my podcast. She shared about her whole story, how she could leverage this course. So there was a couple of people that were established businesses. They made money, but I realized those startups not making money,
Mm.
because with the startups they have no discipline, they don't have work ethic, they take a course, they don't take action. That was a
Mm-hmm.
problem.
Mm.
So we're like, okay, what we gonna do with this,
Mm-hmm.
right? How do we gonna? And then I have a coach, and I jump on the call with my coach. I said, this is a problem. What do I do? I'm not happy. So he said that you either change your target market, you go after the established businesses, so you know you give them success. And I was like, that's a little bit against my mission though, because my mission is to help actually these newbie entrepreneurs, because this is the problem. These are the one that fail. These are the one that get affected. These are the one. Anyway, and there's a back story about the whole thing. That's why I'm so obsessed with actually helping these newbie entrepreneurs.
Mm.
And there's a lot of dream. There's a lot of family and a lot happening behind them. Those established businesses already have money, right? And he was like, okay, so what do you want to change about it? I was like, it's like all of these people, they're course junkies, literally. They
Mm.
just come and do these courses, and it's not just our courses they're doing. They're doing like 5 other AI courses at the same time. I
Mm-hmm.
was seeing those Facebook ads,
Mm.
and they're like not being focused, shiny penny syndrome,
Mm.
and something that is feels like that they execute it the first time that they get to a problem, they give up.
Mm.
They think it's too difficult, and they go on after a new shiny object, thinking that a new shiny object gonna get them rich overnight. They're not taking action. They don't know about the business. They don't know about the challenges, operations, team management. So there's a lot of issues when it comes to these new entrepreneurs that are
Mm.
inexperienced.
Because those people too aren't going to make very good testimonials. Is that part of the issue with
They made
that?
a good testimonial. Go have a look at them.
Mm-hmm.
AI created course that was so fantastic course. I learned about this and that, and I learned about how
Mm-hmm.
to clone myself. I learned, okay, and did you actually clone yourself, or you just learned about how to clone yourself, or you never
Mm.
clone yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you just came to the session, you listened to it, and you left it nothing, and you came to the next session, and halfway through you got distracted with something else, so you never attended the sessions from halfway through onwards, and you thought that you did the course and it was worth the money. So this is basically, honestly, like, so yeah, my coach there told me that either you change your target market, or this is how it is. Atena, this is the education industry, has been like that for dozens of the years, for dozens of years, and it's not something you can change. Unfortunately, people are course junkies. This is the nature of it, and they do the courses, and 99% never make any money out of courses, and they never do anything. And this is how it is. You cannot change it. So basically, that was the whole thing that came out of it,
Mm.
and I'm like, no, it must be a way. It's like, it must be a way. No, I don't accept that you cannot do anything about it. So that the reason I'm saying all of this story is that I shut down that course, right? And I then we launched AIPreneurs. That was the whole idea behind that, because that
Mm.
AIPreneurs software business lab, it called AIPreneurs Business Lab, that we launched, was actually born behind a failed program. Failed to my perspective, not to my customer's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it was born, because we were saying, okay, so people learn about things, they get the strategy, but they don't execute. The problem is execution. Okay? You could
Mm-hmm.
give them all the strategy in the world, all the things that they need to know and learn, but they don't know how to execute because they are very newbie. They have issue with execution. And then we launched these amazing softwares behind the whole execution to basically say there's no more excuse, guys. You could literally go launch Facebook ads, email marketing, website, copy, sales, anything, matter of no time. With one click, it's just execution. That's why it's launched. So that's basically what it was. That was the whole
Mm.
story about that. And the whole school thing, I launched actually a school community before we had the software. I launched a school community in, I think it was around May or June
Mm-hmm.
this year. I was still doing a AI accelerator course back then that I launched it.
Mm-hmm.
And and the reason I did that, okay, and that's the story about the school as well,
Mm.
because we were actually trying to, okay, so before actually we decided we want to shut down the course, we came with a new idea. We were like, okay, what about if we do this? Instead of that 10 weeks AI executive course, the way that it is, we launch another one and a 16 weeks course instead, and once a week, and then it's only be gonna be based on the execution, that course. So basically, like it's focused like a workshop style, hold the people accountable, have a body program,
Mm.
have the leaderboard. So in that way, because people need to be like have an incentive to work, and then we have like victory prizes, and then we kind of like focus on that. So what we did, that was like before I launched the school. Literally, that was halfway through the program, AI Accelerator course, and I did realize that this course is like, is people just learning, and then we decided to come up with that new idea, and we came up with that new idea, and then we started building funnel for it, planning the curriculum. Basically, we've done everything for 3 weeks. We had the webinar for it ready.
Mm.
We were literally ready to launch it, and we were gonna do replay webinars to run it 3 times a day, and then getting 100 people into that course, selling this much. Everything was done,
Mm.
literally ready to launch. Until this happened. This is the like no fate. Until that, I actually saw a friend, someone random, a very very old friend that some of us from a group coaching. We were walking in the beach. She's telling me, Atana, have you heard of a school? I was like, yes, I have heard of a school. And Alex Hormozy talked about, I just never got to explore it.
Mm.
And she said that, I'm surprised you're not in the school with what you do. You could go viral in there. AI, education, coaching. And I was like, oh, really? She said, yes. Go explore a school. And literally, like, that was exactly after everything was ready to launch that course, right? And that had nothing to do with the school. It was just something that we were going to do to scale. And then me overnight, literally going overnight, thinking about it, and starting my school community. And I'm all about like people that know me, Atena from idea to execution instantly. Like if I
Mm-hmm.
something I want to do, I immediately execute it. I don't procrastinate at all. And I know overnight I went and I started a school committee, and I started that school committee, and I'm literally going. I was like, "What the hell is this?" I absolutely had no idea how it works.
Mm.
How do I get the members? What is this? I was lost. It looked very, very, very unfamiliar.
Mm.
And I have a famous term that I always say: when something sounds difficult or scary, it's not difficult. It's just unfamiliar. Unfamiliar thing makes us to feel like that thing is difficult, but it's just unfamiliar. And I knew that concept, right? I knew that. I was like, Atana, you know that this is just unfamiliar. Do not panic.
Mm-hmm.
And you just need to make yourself familiarized with what this thing is. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna spend a week. I absolutely going to master this school thing. And one of the things that I have is been helping me a lot is discipline. When I decide to do it, no matter what, I will do it.
Mm.
And it's yeah. So I decided that I give myself a week. I will master this school. And here you go, Atana, ready. Like I literally have my gloves on. Here you go. Let's see how this school thing works. Then I started going exploring the communities, joining a couple of other, and I understand about the concept of modeling. That I always say that model the best, someone that already figured out why would you need to reinvent the wheel. And understanding that concept and always practicing that, I knew that the only way for me to figure these things out as quick as possible in a week is that I go and see the top other community that are successful, join them, watch them, observe them to see what they do, what email they send, how do they nature, how they run the classroom. And I
Mm.
just observe them, make notes, find the patterns in the successful one. What is the common patterns they all have that are successful? How did it rank? Figure it all out. It took a week. I absolutely nailed it.
Mm.
I could be a school coach after a week.
What were
Honest.
what were the groups that you got a lot of, like, got a lot out of that
One
time?
of one of the very first one that I joined was the school master class, the free one, the
Mm.
Max Persons group. That was
Yeah.
the very, very first one. That was
Mm.
really good. I didn't. It's very funny. Dan was trying to sell me into the paid. I
Mm-hmm.
think I was very, very new to the school, and he was trying to sell me. Atena. I was like, Dan, I would join 100%, but I literally just joined the school. That is hilarious. Actually, we need to go
Mm.
bring back that conversation we had. I
Yeah,
want to have the recording
it's
because
probably recorded for quality assurance. That would
yeah,
be a fun one to listen
that
to.
was a really fun one. And I was saying, Dan, I literally just joined the school. Give me a week, and I would join the paid. I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. And I did join it. I joined like with a week after, and I said, I told you I would join.
Mm-hmm.
so, um, so yeah, I would say that that was one of the very first one. I think it was the one of the AI groups I joined, the AAA or whatever it was, that free community, and it was trying to remember what was the very very original I joined. It was a few that I joined at the beginning. Ryan's group. I joined the Ryan's group. I do
Mm.
remember it was very very original.
Mm-hmm.
That I joined a couple of the free group I joined. And basically, that's how I started like exploring what they're doing, how they're doing it, recognizing the pattern, the success pattern, figuring it out, and then starting making a plan for myself. How I want to go from there, how I'm going to position myself, what is the plan here, how I'm going to bring the traffic. 1 week, I knew exactly what I'm doing. And I had my whole classroom done. And then a lot of people are going to say, how could you have like a classroom full with a leaderboard, everything planned? And that's like, it's honestly like all of the secret sauce that how I could do that overnight, have the full classroom, all professional with the AR courses and stuff. So like, I don't know if we're gonna go deep dive into that, but
Yeah.
there's basically I have the whole thing is like so done and ready to be actually pushed into the advertising. But before I started advertising, I think I started sharing with friends, family, and the groups that we knew, and those are students of the AI accepted course. I think we got 50 people very easily to it within
Mm-hmm.
24 hours. And then after that, I started just doing paid advertising, and then we 7,000 member in only a couple of months
When
in
did
the
you
free.
decide that you were not just gonna make a school group, but you were gonna go for the games? Was that like when you joined school immediately, or while you were
I know
building?
this is what I did. I always set a goal. When I joined the school, I said that before this year ends, I'm going to participate in a school game and I will win number one.
Mm-hmm.
100%. That was my goal. I didn't know which month. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
exactly how much I'm gonna make. I didn't know those details, but I knew that I want to participate and I want to win the school game number one. That was my goal. And that's why I decided to go with November. I was actually tossing up between October and November.
Mm-hmm.
I was originally gonna go for October, but because I found out that Max Prison is participating
Mm-hmm.
and I'm friends with those guys, I really didn't want to go compete with my friends. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I just said I don't want to compete with Max. So because of that reason, I told to Dan. It was before no October, September. I told to Dan, Dan, you guys gonna win that Cybertruck in October, and we're gonna win that Cybertruck in November. 100%, I can see it's coming. And
Mm.
absolute certainty, I told him that, and so exactly that's what happened.
Wow.
So what I predicted, what I visioned, and then yeah, and we went for November.
Wow. And what is the role? Like, what is the relationship like between you and your? You have a co-founder, right? For AIPreneurs, is he involved in the school group or just the software side or both, or how does that work?
So yeah, good question. Actually, I didn't talk about Gabor. So Gabor and I, we've been working together for like since last funnel hacking game, and which was end of 2023. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, we met in that funnel hacking game because he participated there, and he that the whole software that we have, obviously, he had that extension part of the software he built a year before that. right? So he's very good in AI. He's an absolute genius, very good software developer. He's a very good funnel hacker. He's been in Russell Brunson's works for like since the Russell Brunson basically like launched his business.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing working for a lot of big brands, and so we basically connected then because the reason we connected because he could beat the Russell Brunson's funnel in under 24 hours, and
Mm.
he worked in a funnel hacking game, and I was like, who is this guy? Literally, how could he do that? Even if it's possible, because Russell Brunson is a king of funnel, and then this guy could beat his funnel by 50% higher conversion rate. 50%. He basically doubled it, and it's only 24 hours. And I was like, oh my
Wow.
gosh, what is the secret sauce that he could do that? Like it's even sound impossible. So then I tried to reach out to him to be able to have a meeting with him to see if there is any potential we could work together, because I knew that I'm very good in this. I built that skill set in AI, and I'm a good marketer. And I was like, I'm a prompt engineer now, right? I have all this skill set. I know it's the time to connect with this guy because then we could be a big great team.
Mm.
And I'm always looking for A players. For me, it's either A players or nothing, to be honest. Like I have very low tolerance, patient tolerance for people that are not A player, because like I'm running all the time myself, and I have a big mindset. I have a work ethic, and if someone is not like that, I prefer not to work with. So, and I knew that I've been always hunting for those A players, and that was the right time. So yeah, and then basically we got connected, and I tried to have a meeting with him. He would not respond to me. Persistent, literally just persistent. Following up, and then finally he scheduled a meeting. He didn't show up. He basically three meetings were scheduled. He didn't show up. If anyone was in my position, honestly, would have given up and
Mm.
say you're rude. And I still didn't give up on him.
Mm-hmm.
I still didn't give up, and I was like, so anyway, we ended up having a meeting, and then I said, oh, okay, well done. How did you do that? And he said, well, I developed these things with AI that is able to model the best, and not only modeling, to find the holes in the funnel and fix them. That's how I could beat him. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so. And he showed me about how that whole AI extension works. It's a Chrome extension that I could basically find any copy in the internet. It's a funnel, it's an email, it's a blog, it's a Facebook ad. You basically find that, you go model it for your own business, and then not only model it, you also perfect it. So by modeling it and perfectly, you could actually beat the top industry leaders. And it absolutely makes sense, because he could
Mm.
beat the Russell Brunson and win the competition and get the award for it. So that was the proof what he's saying is actually working, right? Result
Mm-hmm.
wise. And I'm
Mm.
like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Imagine that. So we got connected. And then obviously, yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm working with these big brands, blah, blah, blah. I don't work with the startups. Like, I had nothing back then. The risk free market didn't even exist. I was nothing. I was just a mom. Literally just a mom. And mom is just living, working from the living room, from the dreams. That's how I sounded to him.
Mm-hmm. You
And
did.
then,
You're
yeah.
doing all this, and and is you have a 2 year old, a 3 year old at this point. Then now,
Yeah, I think it was like 1.5,
one half.
1.5 years old. And my daughter was, she was three, 3.5, 4, something. So
Mm-hmm.
they were two small kids. And then yeah, that's how you look at me, right? At the beginning, it was like, I've worked with Russell Brunson and all these big brands. I'm the world number one, because obviously he won the competition, so that he got the title of world's number one. After that,
Mm-hmm.
that actually it made him world number one, because like he could beat the Russell Brunson, who used to be world number one. I know he's two and he's one. Anyway,
Mm.
and then this is what happened. I shared the screen with him and I showed him all my prompts.
Mm-hmm.
About over 200 pages. And he saw that. He was like, no way you did it all by yourself. No way. I said, yes, I did. All of it. 100%. Who taught you that? No one. Self learning. And he was like, oh my gosh, Atana, you're a genius. I cannot believe what I'm saying. Did you do all of that yourself? I was like, yes. And he was like, I want to work with you. Literally, that's all it took.
Mm.
Just to see that what I've done, because then he's not looking at my just a mom working in the living room. Right? Then he was like, there's something really serious happening here. There is a potential.
Mm-hmm.
This girl, like, she literally knows her shit. And this is how we got connected. So we started working together. And that's when I launched the risk free marketing. Then we had a webinar funnel again.
Mm-hmm.
Why I could be very successful in my AI accelerator course in terms of selling? Because he built an amazing webinar funnel for me that was absolutely crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I was getting high opt-in rate and I could sell really well. And I was like working on the machine, like that webinar funnel. And I had a couple of webinars. I saw 70 people on the $2,000 program. And that
Mm.
was really impressive for a brand new business, a mom that is starting to work from her living room. She
Wow.
had huge success in a short period of time. And the thing is that I sold everything before I even launched the program. I didn't launch the program, then I started hoping on selling. I basically sold, then I launched the program, and I gave people 2 months time. Right while I'm selling, I said the program is going to start in end of March or like beginning of April. So do you have 2 months time? And in that 2 months time, Gabor created an amazing ClickFunnels portal for our members, very professional portal. And he was like, Atana, go and fill it up content. Then I used my AI voice and AI call and
Mm.
created lots of content overnight. I filled up the whole membership, and all of a sudden we have a professional portal, we have a professional funnel. I'm selling well, I sold a lot,
Mm-hmm.
launched the program, success. So yeah, this is basically how we've been working together. Well, I was paying him, like it was just working together. There was no partnership back then. The partnership only started when we had the SaaS.
Mm.
So basically we decided to launch the SaaS, and we're like, okay, these prompts that I'm giving to people don't know, because with the prompt, that's a problem with prompt. You give them the perfect prompt, they still have to explain their business, what the business is. They
Mm-hmm.
still have to go copy paste it from the prompt book, and then all of this prompt do one thing. So to do another thing, they have to go copy paste another prompt in a separate chat. So what
Mm.
happens is that there is no connection between this prompt. The prompt doesn't know about your business. You still have to copy paste it. The prompt doesn't know how to perfect it. It cannot find the hole. So there was a whole lots of issue around why these people cannot be successful. And that's the time that me and Gabor spent. We literally went explore the whole AR market to see what other companies doing, what other SaaS doing. And we basically even paid money for the programs or the softwares to be able just to explore. And this is, we found 6 common issues with the AI. And we said, okay, there is no single business can have handled all of these issues with AI in one place. We could be that person. And that's how we launched a SaaS that basically have six main issues, like the connected tools, no prompting, no inputting, understanding your business. You don't have to explain it. It's got a memory, it can perfect it, it can model it, basically all in one place.
Mm.
And that's basically what we did. We launched it in 30th of August. Basically, that was when we launched it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened, the magic. We sold 300K worth of subscription in the first 3 weeks.
Man.
300K. We only were selling annual. $3,000
Mm.
annual, not monthly anything. Huge success. The market loved it. And we also gave 2 weeks money back guarantee, no question asked. The market absolutely loved it. We had 3 launches. We got huge success. And we're like, oh my goodness. Market wants it. No, it's time to go perfect it and scale from there. So this is basically the SaaS company. Like 30th of August, 3.5 months ago, launch it. We wanted to come a club. We are
Did the
7 figures.
did the SaaS company have like any MRR or revenue outside of school at that point, or were you bringing everyone in through school?
It was, yeah, well, pre-Skool Game, we sold a lot of annuals. As
Okay.
I said, it wasn't MRR. We had some MRR because in one of the small launches, we also provided a monthly as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't huge because
Mm.
we started obviously. So what happens with the Skool Game? We were selling it through the ClickFunnels, right? The SaaS. So we were selling it through the ClickFunnels pre the Skool Game, but it was like all very new because like a Skool Game was November. The SaaS launched basically like 1st of September. It's like 2 months before that. I was like a short period of time. But yeah, we weren't selling anything through the school at that time. All the money was collected through the Stripe by the ClickFunnels funnel.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how we did that. And then for the Skool Game, the only thing that we had to think about transitioning and how we're going to transition this SaaS business to collect the money through the school is because obviously the one of the biggest issue challenge for us was that when we were selling it through the SaaS by itself, then it would automatically create an account for the membership. Everything was automatic, right? So we didn't have to do any manual or admin job. But when we decided, okay, we have to collect the money to the school, then obviously you have two separate things. You collect the money to
Mm.
school, you still have to go create them an account and membership. So that added to a lot of the admin, but we were like, it's worth it though.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to have a little bit more admin work to do, but it's worth it because then we could go and win the school game. And obviously for us was a big decision, right? Because like, do we want to focus on the school game or we just want to focus on scaling this SaaS company and to the way we're doing, we just keep running webinars, we sell it
Mm-hmm.
and we scale from there. But my heart was so with the school.
Mm-hmm.
So with the school. And then going back to that story again, I told you about that 16 weeks program that I was supposed to, be supposed to do it. And I didn't tell you that. I shut it down completely.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. I never run it because I knew one thing. I knew that to be successful, I cannot focus on multiple things at the same time. I need to master one thing at the time. And I knew that concept. And I didn't get tempted, even though we had everything built. I explored the basic 1 week. I spent 1 week to master this school thing, how it's gonna work. Then I saw the potential. Then I had a meeting with Gabor. I told Gabor, this is the decision. We're gonna shut down that 16 weeks thing and not doing a webinar to sell it. He was like, what? Are you serious? He was mad at me. He
Mm-hmm.
was absolutely mad at me. And my husband was mad at me too. They both of them started coming to me, Atana, you keep changing your mind. What are you talking about? It's loss of the money to the business. We spent weeks to build that funnel, and I knew that the guy was very good in building funnel, and I 100% was certain that's going to be successful to sell it. I built the funnel, I created the portal, I created that, all of these things that you didn't know you're gonna go, all gonna do be, and we shut it down because you're in love with the school now because your heart is there. And exactly the word I said, my something is my heart, my gut feeling telling me this is what it is, and I know my gut feeling never lied to me. And actually, interesting, we need to go bring that recording and go
Mm-hmm.
share it with people. That whole thing, like my gut feeling, it's just telling
Mm-hmm.
me this is what it is, and this is the way I want to go. I want to go all in a school, and for me to be successful in a school, I cannot focus on that 16 weeks course. It's just not gonna work. I cannot be successful in both things at the same time. We got a small team. We didn't know how Tatiana back then. It was just me and Gabor, two people in the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no. So anyway,
So was
they
Gabor, was he totally outside of the school bubble? Like you had
yeah.
that feeling, but he was
He
like,
didn't know what a school is. He all
yeah.
of a sudden he coming to him and said, "This is the school thing from Hormozy. This is what you could do." And then I spent obviously a week spending time to master it, to understanding and make a plan. And it was like literally you just go someone a random friend in the beach tells you go to the school, you go spend a week, and all of a sudden you want to change your business model. No, you don't want to do that 16 weeks course that we've been planning for quite some time. You want to shut everything down because you're gonna go all in. I was like, this is what it is. My gut feeling, this is what it is, and there is a potential. I said that we are early adopter of this school. I'm telling you, this is a future Facebook. This guy's growing. We are the early adopter. Imagine if you go now. Imagine if you go now. It's a lot higher chance of us shining, being an early adopter rather than 2 years time. 2 years time, it's gonna be Facebook. It's gonna be harder. Let's get us in there. Let's have the branding out there. Like we go all in, and I know how to do it. I just check this group and that group. I know what they're doing. We can model them. Like blah blah blah. I literally like I convince him, saying that this is a possibility. This is opportunity. Just trust me. Literally,
Mm-hmm.
he trusted me. He was like, I just need to trust it because I don't know anything about this school.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing, he was never involved in the school. Like even his season, like he never was into it. And with the school game, it was all me. Wanted to win a school. It was my mission, my goal, and he agreed to that goal and mission. But it wasn't something he wanted, or he was like wanted this so badly that
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, with the free committee, he barely had any involvement. Never did anything. And then with the paid one, now he's got involvement because obviously we've got a lot of new members and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
um, that's basically, yeah,
Wow.
that's what happened with the whole school thing. But now he loves it. Now he loves it. Now he understands it, and he's so happy that he trusted me.
Mm-hmm. Did he go
Yeah.
to LA as well during the
No,
event when after you won? No. How
no, he
was
was.
the so you won the school games and this was during the wait, you won the school games after it was open to everyone because Max won when it was the LA event, and you won, and there hasn't been an event yet in Vegas for that win yet, has
No,
there? It would
happened.
have been right now.
The LA one. It was so coincidence. very coincidence. Like, because this is what happened. I was invited to be a public speaker in one of the huge events in the LA. It's called Mega Success.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just invited to be a speaker because like I get invited to be a speaker all around the world. That's not my first biggest speaking gig. And yeah, and I flew to LA and I talk about AI and our SaaS and everything and in that event. And then coincidentally they offered a sponsorship to the speakers. They said that if you're a speaker, you have an option of being a sponsor as well. This is how much you pay. And then when you're a sponsor, you can have your own stand or booth and you can sell. And I'm like, oh my gosh, literally, it was a last second decision. 2 days before the event, I reach out to the team and I'm telling them, is it possible? Because that's when we decided we want to do the school game and to do everything. So that 2 days before they had to close the sponsorship or whatever it was. It was like end of October, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And I did reach out to them and said, okay, well, this is great opportunity now because then you can go sell. I literally reached out to them last second and they said, no, sorry, we closed because we just literally sent everything for print and for the whole sponsors and stuff. And I begged them. I literally begged them. No, I'm pretty sure you can do something about it. I'm pretty sure you could do something about it. Could you call it? Like, again, I'm persistent. If I want to get something happen, I'll make it happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was persistent. I made it happen. They put me at the very last sponsor. And here we go. We got the booth. And we sold quite a bit in there as well. That was halfway through the school game. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any salespeople to stand in the booth because I'm a speaker and I have to be in the conference. And then Dan and Patrice came and helped
Mm.
me on those few days. And
Daniel
being on
Bissonette.
not Daniel, Dan, Dan Avatar from a
Oh.
school master class,
Oh, cool. Dan from School Masterclass.
and Patrice,
Wow.
Patrice.
Yeah, Patrice is awesome. The whole
Yeah,
school squad, everyone is so willing to pitch in and help each
no,
other. There's
I
so
know.
much surrounding those events too where it is a competition, but the it's almost like there's no teams when you're together during the event. It's like it feels like all the teams go away and you're all just like, so how do we get better? The event's over. We're all just businesses. How do we make each other? It feels very different when you actually are physically there. I've noticed. Did you get a? I mean, you must have had a sense of that. If you've got Dan, you got Patrice, like doing your
Yeah,
sales at your event.
that's how I
Um,
ended up to go there because they had the cafe something a day after Hormozzi's. So they all had the Hormozzi's thing during that time I was in LA.
mm-hmm,
And I did went and catch up with everyone in the school HQ in LA a day after that they had a mastermind. And I was there and that's how I met everyone in person. Patrice, we were talking for a while, but I never met her in person. That was the first time. The same with the Dan, the same with a lot of other people. Like I saw Andrew Kirby, Daniel, and who else I met? The Ted, Goose. Like I met everyone. I met a lot of Ryan, like everyone in person, and that was very different because we all just got connected suddenly. It's like very very different in person, and obviously the Patrice and Dan offered to help me on the booth because I needed help. They stepped in, they came and they were selling AIPreneurs. That was very
mm.
cute. We got the pictures and stuff. They have the AIPreneurs T-shirt
Wow,
and in the booth selling. So we sold quite a bit actually. I think we sold like over 30K just
man.
on that booth.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I remember I was feeling a ton of FOMO because I wanted to go to LA. Everyone was like, "Are you going?" And I really wanted to go and I couldn't. And I was kind of feeling sad and left out. I was in Chicago and Ryan was texting me about just all the crazy things that were happening to you. He's like check the leaderboard, look at the and I was like, "My gosh, I was watching things kind of pop off and I was just like, what is going on?" I remember that was yeah, that was right around the end of November. It was like around a week before Thanksgiving time or something, whenever that was all going down in LA. So what was your goal at that time on the cuz you were climbing on the leaderboard when you were in LA, but it seemed like you were like pushing really hard. Did you set like a specific goal that you were trying to hit?
Yeah. So when I entered into the school game, my goal was to hit number one. And then what happens is that obviously we went number four up until we launched that crazy Black Friday offer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we launched the Black Friday offer, and then we saw 60K in 3 days, 72 hours. Then suddenly we pushed from number four to number one. So that's what suddenly pushed us, and everyone was saying, "What's happening?" Midway through the game, all of a sudden someone's pushing so hard, they didn't know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
That was a quite interesting thing, and that was just the offer. That was the only change. We changed our offer completely
Mm-hmm.
because I knew that we were doing a lot of things. We were number four. I knew that I'm gonna win the school game regardless. Even if I did not much, I would have been top 10 easily.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want top 10. There's a huge difference between wanting to be number 10 or number one. There's a huge, huge difference,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like an Olympic. Do you want to be number one or number 10? What's the difference? And then I knew that with the strategies that we had, there's no way we're gonna make a number one. With that current offer, with that current strategy, I was like, if we continue with the same pace,
Mm-hmm.
we're not gonna be number one, and we have to change it. And we knew that the offer is a problem.
Mm.
Dan told me from the very beginning, the offer is not irresistible enough.
Mm-mm.
That was a problem. You have the right product, you don't have the right offer. It's not irresistible enough, and that's when I basically spent the whole after having meeting that with Dan halfway through the game. I started thinking that no, Atena, this is time. You have to change this offer. And then I didn't sleep on that night at all. The whole night I was just working on offer and obviously brainstorming with Gabor and coming up with something that's so irresistible. And then we came up with something really magical.
What did you
Something,
do? What
uh,
did you do to make your offer irresistible?
it was just like we started saying, okay, so we are a SaaS company because our offer was before that you basically it was a lot of bonuses. Like you join there, you get access to the SaaS, you get access to the community and courses and coaching and everything. But the problem was the people are gonna say, I have to pay 999 a month. It's a lot of money. How do I know if I get a value? How do I know that? And then we came up with the tier pricing, like a tier unlocking courses. We were like, what about if we say every month you're staying in the community, you get something? Instead
Mm.
of trying to give everything to them at once that they don't appreciate, they don't see the value, right? We're gonna say we create a table and say month one you unlock this, month two you unlock this, month three you unlock this, basically every month, the whole 12 months. Then that way they have to stay to be able to get what they want. But we were like, okay, what do we do? Then we decided the pool. They we started thinking about how we're gonna structure it based on like the 12 months. Then we came up with the idea of boot camps, mastermind events, one-on-one coaching, different like evergreen courses. Like we started putting in our own table, and then everything that we had in offer, we are like, okay, we had all of these many things. We're gonna split it between months, and then we decided to have the first month to have the most appealing perk that they unlock on the first
Mm.
month.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the game changer. Do you know what that perk was?
What was it?
On the first month, the moment you join, you unlock 12 months access to the software.
So the software for 12 months, you basically get up front with that price.
That's it. So you join 999. When you join, you go to the classroom. Classroom unlock 12 months access to the software for you. Congratulations. No, you can just leave if you want. If you're just here for the software, that's it. But software is not what you're gonna make you successful. Then we brainwash them. That's the thing. When the members are in, it's very different. When you want to sell to someone, you sell them what they want, right? You sell them what they want, you give them what they want at that point of selling. But once they are there in, you basically need to give them what they need to be successful. Because
Mm.
they don't know what they need. They think all they need is a software. But that is not true. We know that how many SaaS companies exist or softwares that you yourself, how many software you subscribe to that actually any of them gonna make you to be money or become successful. You probably every one of us we use. I'm using like 50 different AI softwares to be honest.
Mm.
Go high level, okay? Let me give you an example. Go high level. Go high level is a SaaS. There are people that make millions of dollars out of Go high level. There are people that make zero money and leave Go high level. Isn't it they're using the same tool?
Mm.
They
Mm-hmm.
use the exact same tool. But why someone is so successful, why someone isn't? Because the person is successful is master how to use that software, how to leverage that software. That is it.
Mm.
They don't understand about leveraging the software, using it, and scaling the business.
Mm. So how do you, what is the step from being somebody that is a 1 month stay to they stay for the second month? What is that first bridge to the second month and the offer that keeps people staying that you're doing?
Yeah, so second month we had the so this was the thing. Okay, when we were selling this. This is what you guys unlock, and everyone said that's so exciting. I get 12 months access software, and we were selling the software $5,000 annual. We are still selling it that.
Mm,
So you can go to our website, buy it through the website 5,000, and they were saying, "Oh wow, 5,000 software in first month I unlock it. That means that basically I'm getting bargain." But this is what they don't need exactly. They come in there, they realize, oh my gosh, it's not just a software. I need help with my offer, with my niche, with my coach. I need coaching. I need to have access to Go High Level to have the snapshots because the software go create those amazing modeling, but you still need to have a snapshot to build those funnels, to build those emails, automations. And then month two, they unlock the full training to Go High Level with all of the snapshot that already built that work with the software. So they basically
mm,
get everything. They get a snapshot, they get the automation a snapshot, they just import it into the account, there's a full training. This is what's gonna make them. So the people that join, they're gonna realize that no, I need to continue in the month two. This is what I need too. Then month three, then we have the mastermind in Vegas. And on top of that, we have sales mastery course. Because these people want to start AI agency, want to teach, and then how do I sell these services? How do I position myself? You need to have those courses. Then you need AI accelerated course to be able to use some other AI softwares for different purposes. Like you create the content and script for your video. How do you make the shorts? Right? How do you go and create those videos? Like all of that. It's like a missing piece of puzzle. Like it's a success map. It's a 12-month success map. You basically you get access to the software. That's the beginning. But to be able to be successful, there's like a whole journey. Every month we plan the course in the way that you're going to need them to be able to be
mm,
successful. And do be surprised, honestly, be very surprised how low our churn rate is. Our churn rate is sitting between 16 to 20%. It's not
mm.
too bad at all.
That's
For that
good.
offer, it's some people were saying that, oh, you basically telling to people go to churn. I was like, no, no. We
Mm-hmm.
basically telling them you unlock the software, but this is what they think. But when they come to the community, they realize they need more than that. And and then we told them very, very, like every time we were saying, it's a 12 months program. This is what you unlock every month. So we were very transparent about the program has been designed to make you successful in 12 months. It's not a one off thing. And here we go. Our churn rate is
Mm,
quite low considering that it's a high ticket offer. And the offer was in a way that a lot of people made the assumption or judgment that we got to have a lot of people churning.
mm. What do you have a sales team or anyone on and calls at all for your products?
We don't have sales team now. We only have a Tatiana. And
Mm-hmm.
Tatiana she was doing sales, customer service, admin, post, content creation, project management. She's literally like all rounder, doing everything one person by
Mm-hmm.
herself. She's not a salesperson, but she got good at sales after doing our sales mastery course. Because I've done an absolutely killing course, sales mastery, that is basically designed for how to sell the services and how to handle objection with the exact script and everything. We give that course to people on month three. So she did that course, and then she got very organically got very good at sales by everything that I was teaching her and just following the script. Um, so yeah, basically no, like with the school game, we were absolutely short. We couldn't do one-on-one sales on a team. We didn't have team for it. So all we Tatiana was doing, she was doing the group sales calls. Basically
Group
having
sales calls.
20 people at the time selling to half of them, closing half. Like literally that's what we were doing.
Wow. So tell me about that. I've never seen a group sales call. Like,
Never
walk me
seen
through it. I don't even know what that is. You have to tell me about it. What,
But this is what happens. You become creative when you don't have the enough stuff, right? You need to work it out somehow, and that's how we could work it out. So what we did that it was for a week that we Tatiana, I was a little bit involved myself as well at the beginning, but twice a day we would go live in the free community, And then all of the advertising that we're doing, we were sending the traffic to that. A specific time of the day, 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Specific
Mm.
time of the day, we go live and say, this is a Q&A for a Black Friday offer. And basically, we were doing promotion and we'll get like, 10 people in there, 25, it depends like what time or whatever. And the people that was interesting in, most of the people that were coming to those sessions, live session, they didn't even know they're gonna be sold. They didn't come with the
Mm.
expectation of being sold. They
Mm-hmm.
just like, go free comment, you see something live, you just jump in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't exactly know what it is. And the funny thing is that most of them bought it at the end.
Wow.
You're not expected to be sold and then you still buy. And that's just a magic of, you have the right offer, you have a irresistible offer, and then you're very good in sales. And then you just like close. Not much effort. Group
Mm.
close.
Mm.
Pitch. Group pitch. We basically group pitch them. And
Did you break this software at all when you were adding all these people? It seems like the the revenue per person brought in is significant enough to where you probably aren't taxing your software super duper heavy. But I imagine like there's a lot of calls to the APIs for the tools. Like, has everything stood up well as you've been going through all this with
for
new
some Skool
members?
Game, well, obviously with the whole Skool Game, you thinking about it, in terms of Facebook advertising, we didn't spend a huge amount of money, to be honest. Like we generated 315K MRR in 30 days. And I think we spent like under 30K in Facebook advertising altogether,
Wow.
including free, retargeting pay. So you
Mm-hmm.
think about it, it wasn't like a Facebook advertising we spent, but um, the other thing that we pushed us to be having a break record that high was our affiliate program. We had an exceptional and successful affiliate program.
Mm. Your
So
affiliate
that
program was
was
bananas.
people were selling for us. We didn't only have one person to sell; we had the entire school selling.
I was gonna say when I was about to joke about it, but you did it. Like, was everyone at school,
Was
LA,
selling us,
selling
right?
your?
Did
Yeah,
you see that? Did you notice that?
yeah, I did. Ryan was like, "Hey, do you want to?" He asked me. He's like, "Do you want to sell it?" I was like, I can't right now, but who else selling this thing?" It sounded
We
like
were so
everybody.
we were so clever in the way that we said that if you don't have audience yourself, don't worry. Go partner up with someone that has audience, and share the commission with them.
Mm,
Literally, we have people going everywhere talking about us. Do you want to sell
man.
your products? Do you want? And all of a sudden, it created a momentum because people are talking to each other. AIPreneurs, AIPreneurs. It's just like the momentum is creating and building up, right?
Mm.
Is everyone's talking about us or about our offer, crazy offer, and then it's all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, what happened?
I, I I heard in your interview with Matthew, like right after the games, that you said something along the lines of like you gave away so much affiliate commission that you like might not have made any money the month that you won, something like that. Is that true? Did you?
We have to finalize it, but it's sitting roughly around 150K that our
Mm-hmm.
community made money last month. And this
Mm,
is the immediate return on investment. We're gonna say if you want to be an affiliate, you have to be in the offer yourself, right? Because you need to sell what you're selling. It doesn't make sense if you're not in part of the community, you're gonna sell us, right? So a lot of people got attracted just to be an affiliate, and they come to the community, and then I go to sell to others. And then what happens with them is that they make so much money in such a short period of time, they fall in love with us. So that I've never done any courses, any program that make me like 10 grand in like a few weeks. And they are raving fans now because they made money. So all of a sudden, we have so many happy people that made so much money last month, and we feel like okay, if we it wasn't only us that won it; the whole community won with us.
mm-hmm.
And I know that we owe them quite a bit of money, 150,000. Give it all away. And this is the Sam Owen was telling me, "Do you want the cash, Atena, or Cybertruck?" I was like, "This cash is not for me; it's for the community, basically." We're not gonna put any
You
money.
can, yeah. You're like, I'm not gonna split up the pink slip on this Cybertruck 200 ways to pay my
Oh,
affiliate,
yeah,
Sam.
exactly. We got up with it. I was like, okay, with this money, gotta go to our affiliates. We are still finalizing because obviously that's excluding the refunds because there was a 4 weeks refund policy. We are still trying to finalize it, but we're sitting roughly around 150K, roughly, that we own
Mm-hmm.
into people. It might be a little bit less after the refunds and stuff, but this is how much we're earning. And you think about it, yes, it's not all of the 350K is not profit 100%, and we spent some money on the Facebook advertising and the team and everything, but our focus wasn't profit at all. Like, even if we end up break even, we would have been happy, because that was all about momentum, branding, and also these people that are going to continue on the monthly recurring with us, right? It's We didn't make money in the first month, but what about second month? What about third month, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you just continue making money because you have 315 people into your world. These are your new customers, and these customers' lifetime value, you're going to look at the lifetime value of them,
Mm-hmm.
even if they stay for 6 months. And then it's not just that, they become review fans, they get the result they want, and you can upsell them into other programs and coaching. It's like, you're looking at all of it as a business owner. You're gonna say, my focus is not profit, my focus is winning the School Game, get as many people as possible to know about us, do the branding, then we go focus on the fulfillment, and then try to keep these happy people happy to be able to build that long-term retention.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to answer your question, I don't think there's much of that money going to be left for the first month, but it's not just about the first month.
Yeah, I like that. Are you are you sending any traffic just directly to the SaaS, or is Skool the beginning step for everybody kind of moving forward?
We're still selling the SaaS separately for $5,000 through the website
Mm-hmm.
annual, but we haven't sold one at all, because obviously our school offer is quite appealing, because they get a SaaS and they get a software, but we also offer the annual as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the people, especially this month, we gave them like the annual, you can get for 5 grand only,
Mm-hmm.
basically, which is absolute bargain. So basically, you just pay it for the software, 5K annual, and then you get the community coaching mastermind boot camps. 7 live sessions a week. We have 7 live sessions a week.
I've
We have
noticed
all
you
of this support.
broadcast a ton on your in your into your channel. I noticed you all send DMs as well, and very. It seems like you work on offers a lot, and you're always sweetening the deal,
Sweden is the deal.
sweetening the deal. What is your like? Tell me about your thinking about just the movement of offers on a not inside of the Skool Games event, but just regularly. Do you think about like how do we improve or make a variation of offers every so often? How do you think about offers in general? Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, that's a very, very tricky one. Offers, right? Because there's a lot of things as a business owner you need to consider when it comes to offer. If you just want to go and do promotion all the time, then the people are never gonna buy from you, because they say these guys are always on sale, right? So this is a thing that you need to think of when it comes to the offer. And also, everyone listening to here, like, there's a lot of takeaway you might take out of this. When you think about offer, are you thinking just short term or long term? The two things you have to think about as a business owner. And it's very difficult. What I found with some of the other school game winner, and we were very close to be guilty of that ourselves too, to be honest, because you just think short term, and then if you want just to have different offer for different people, then what happens is become a mayhem. The big people go to talk to each other, and then someone's gonna say, "I got this with this offer." Someone else gonna, "I got that with that offer," and then they get angry, they get upset, and then it's gonna be extremely difficult to manage and to control who has what and things like that. So these are the things you have
Mm-hmm.
to think about. And if you want to do too much promotion also at sort of School Game, then the people are not going to trust you, because they say they always on get sales. So you have to be very restricted. Say, if this is 24 hours, this is 24 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to stay restricted on that. So when it comes to offer, all I can say that you shouldn't be having short-term mindset on it, because it could absolutely screw your branding and create the long-term problems.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very, very sensitive area. Offers very, very sensitive, and you have to think of the reputation, branding, long-term retention, because sometimes we do something and we think of short term, and we realize that the effect of it in long term,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't worth it. And that's especially applied to School Game winners, because all we do is just we do everything it takes, right, to get
Mm-hmm.
as many as possible. um so yeah, just to give an example is, we launched a Cyber Monday offer just right before School Game finished, literally immediately after that. And I'll tell you a story that how we came up with that idea. That was just so crazy. That actually made us to win the Tacoma Club. That we had only We were short on $100,000. We only had 24 hours. The
Mm-hmm.
whole team, Gabor gave up. 100,000, 24 hours, impossible. We're not gonna get it. We came up with the last minute Cyber Monday offer. Very, very last minute. Literally from idea to execution took an hour. Get the team together, use a SaaS, our own SaaS to create all of the content,
Mm.
and literally blast it into social media. Cyber Monday, 24 hours. You get to upgrade to annual at 58% discount. So yeah, it's very tricky. But speaking about that, what happened is that we did that because we never were gonna sell the annual less than 10K. Never, because it's
Mm.
not for us is losing so much money,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because with that whole annual, they get the free one-on-one session with me and Gabor. They get mastermind, which is a lot of cost for us. They get the
Mm.
boot camp, which is a lot of cost for us. So then, because they instantly, when they get the annual, they instantly unlock everything. They don't have to wait month by month. They
Mm-hmm.
basically have access to everything. It's a 12 month program at once. As 5K is nothing. It's just the cost of a boot camp. So we are like, no, like we're not gonna sell it under 10K, no way. But then because of the two comma club, and also when we got so a school game finished, I wake up in the morning. I literally got so many messages from people that are literally begging. They're saying that their credit card didn't go through.
Mm.
This didn't happen. Like all of these things that people were saying, begging, is there any chance we could join because we missed that? And the Tatiana as well. So me and Tatiana literally talking in the morning, and Tatiana saying, Atana, the exact same thing. The people missed that. Is there any chance we could extend the offer for another 24 hours? Or we give a make exemption for some people because the page was closed. We were like
Mm-hmm.
offer ended. So then I was like, I literally waking up and then I'm talking to Gabor. And the funny thing is, it's all come to the fate. The two comma club deadline was exactly when the school game finished, and we were 100,000 short. So we thought that we're not gonna win it, right? And then what happened is that they had an issue with the payment because you have to pay $600 or whatever to lodge to apply for it. They had an issue for payment, so they decided to extend it for another 24 hours.
Mm.
That's what gave us another 24 hours. And then
Oh.
I talked to Gabor, and Gabor telling me, I said that, and I told Tatiana, I said, Tatiana, like, I know some people missed that and upset, but we promised to people the offer in that day. We cannot do it. And then that's the funny thing. I said
Mm.
that if we had more time for Tuma Club, I would say yes, it's worth it. But two Tuma Club ended, we might miss it, unfortunately. And then all of a sudden, Gabor got on the call and said we didn't miss it. They extended for another 24 hours. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the fate. When
Mm.
you so much want something badly, like everything, the whole universe trying to help you, the people that are saying they missed that, there's a sign from the click funnel that all of a sudden extend for another 24 hours. And be on that day that we're discussing all of this is Cyber Monday.
Mm.
Literally the coincidence of all of that, and I'm like, there is a sign from the universe. I cannot ignore that sign. There is a reason everything happening like this. Exact timing, exact moment. Let's go do a last minute Cyber Monday offer. We made 110,000 in 24 hours.
Mm. Dang. That's crazy. Did you? Is this all to your existing audience? Did you? Were you?
Existing audience are the people that missed that.
Wow. That's crazy. No mix on cold traffic for that, or was there some?
No, no cold traffic at all. No advertising cold traffic. It was
Wow.
only the people that missed that and existing people who say, hey guys, for the next 24 hours, actually 30 hours to be exact, because we had the 30 hours that we said it was exactly when the deadline for the ClickFunnels was finishing. Like we
Mm-hmm.
literally lined up for that. We had 30 hours.
Mm-hmm.
For the next 30 hours, we offered the annual for 5K instead of 10K.
Mm-hmm.
And also the people that also missed that, we said that you could join back again. You got an option. So that's what happened. We only advertised it through the existing email list and existing people. Like we didn't do any cold advertising at all because we didn't need that.
Yeah.
Need to, and we were like, and it's still we did a lot of copy. Like we scheduled DMs, multiple emails, post, individual. Like we did quite a bit of retargeting. We target everyone that did check the about page and they didn't purchase it.
Mm-hmm.
We retarget them again. So basically, yeah, we did quite a lot of like, and then we had to do the new creative for the ad. We had to do new copy. We did a lot of like a copy promo. I think we did like over 30, not exaggerated, over 30 just for the Cyber Monday with the copy and scheduling all of the emails and DMs, auto DMs, this and that. Like it was like And then we decided to go live stream for the last 6 hours of the Cyber Monday offer. That was really good. And we
Hmm.
started advertising for that, sending traffic to it. So 110K one day. This is a possibility, Devin. Like, how
Man.
would you ever think you can make 110K in one day? Like, these are anything possible. And now we believe that we could make 1 million in a day. Like, literally, this is a possibility now we can say, see, it is
Hmm.
possible. It just like, you just need to be on the track to know it is possible and have that work ethic of, we make everything happen, we execute things.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, it was, and then we wanted to come a club.
What
That
it
was our cover story.
after I mean after hitting these milestones, what is the next milestone on your mind right now? Do you are you letting yourself take a break, or are you like, I've
Not
got
take
the
it.
next, you have the next mountain that you want to conquer?
Let me tell you something. The moment that an entrepreneur get comfortable, that's when they start declining. And I know that I'm never gonna stop because I know the moment I stop, I'm gonna start declining, and that is number one rule. You never got comfortable, and that's the thing happened during the school game. I never very comfortable, no matter how much my gap was in number two, because
Mm-hmm.
I knew the moment I get comfortable. How did I know what's gonna happen? The number two is actually we heard that the number two, who was Mark, he's planning a big push in the last 24 hours
Mm.
with his wife of audience that is huge.
Mm.
And then that was rumor. I don't know what it was because nothing happened in the last 24 hours for him. So I don't know if it was rumor or the person that told me that wanted just to encourage me. But that's the thing. Like, even though I had a 50K gap with him, like to consistently the last week of the game, I had 50, 60K gap with him. I still never got comfortable because you never know. You get comfortable, you start celebrating. We won the Cybertruck, guys. Let's get the gap. All of a sudden, who know? We made 100K in 24 hours. What about if it was him? What about if it was him that made 100K in the last 24 hours? And that's the thing that you never ever get comfortable. And then once you finish with one goal, I always immediately set the next goal. Immediately. So let me tell you what was my goal. When I entered the school game, my goal was become number one. Okay? And then when we started pushing into the when we launched a Black Friday, we started pushing at Sorry, selling like crazy. We realized that number one is not a dream anymore. We are gonna be number one. And then I set up the next goal. My next goal was to claim the gold and beat Max Present and Kyo, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Break record. So my goal was break record and then claiming the gold. And I set that goal for myself. I was like, it's not about being number one, it's about being the goat of the school and have the break record. So that I set that goal. That's what made me to push. If
Mm.
I didn't have that goal, I wouldn't have a goal of like, because I think at that time Cure and Max President were sitting around 240, 250K
Mm-hmm.
when I set that goal, and I knew that I need to make it to 250K. And at that point that I set that goal, I think we were sitting around 150K,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I knew that I needed another 100,000 to have the break record, and we only had like 10 days left. And we were like, okay, we got 10 days, so we need to claim the gold to have the break record, so we cannot stop here. We need to keep pushing, keep pushing. And then it's funny because when I was at the LA, Matthew Thompson was there as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I said that and I said about my goals, and I said that what is the what do we do in the last 24 hours and stuff. And he said, what are your plans, Atena? I said, I have no plans. I live day by day. And honestly, this is us,
Mm.
Devin. We all not planning things in advance. We just plan things for next day. It's like, even when we come into the school game, we had no plan about how we're gonna do it. It's like we over figure out how as we go.
Mm.
Some people plan for a school game or things months in advance, or if they want to have a promotion, they have like the plan 2 months. Oh, we're going to the Black Friday 2 months in advance. They do the copy, they do the planning, everything. We plan like an hour before. Push for it, execute. And I
Mm.
mean, is it good or bad? It is good, but what is the downside of it? The downside of it is that the people that work in this environment, they need to have a very high tolerance for the stress
Mm.
and running, because we just running, we're not walking. So that's the difference. Like, not everyone capable of doing these things. It just has to be extremely strong and have that work ethic to be able to push into these things. And I don't want to be like this forever, obviously. Like, we want to slow down a bit. But it's for us, like, we launched a SaaS company only 3 months ago. We want to win the school game. We want to win the Comic Club. We want to have a break record. We want to be the go-to of school. And all of that success we want to have short period of time. Unfortunately, you get to the point that you need to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And then why we rushing into all of this success in short period of time? Because we are in the SaaS AI business, and the AI business is growing so fast. How do we know in a couple of months' time ChatGPT 5 not going to launch and do something similar to us,
Mm.
right? And then
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be completely out of the business because they are the whale, we are the fish. So how could the fish can take over the whale and secure themselves in the AI business, or SaaS, being SaaS in general? SaaS is very, very risky business to be. The only way is that we push it so hard to have the branding out there so strong, and to be able to have those successes, to do those big collaboration with the big companies, to become as strong that when the chat GPT, I'm just making assumption, I'm just that an
Mm.
example. Something bigger coming in well that's going to launch something, you are so strong enough that they cannot wipe you out of the market. So this was my whole thing, because some people said, why are you pushing so much? You have like a whole year, 2 years or whatever. You could have a slow scaling. You didn't have to eat, but that's something they don't understand it. I'm in the SaaS AI business. If I'm not doing this, there's a huge risk of me being out of the market by next year, no matter how good my product is.
Mm.
This is the reality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a why
Mm.
about running, not walking.
Yeah. For people that might be listening and wondering about your tool, wondering if it's the tool for them or if they should just go use GPT, why would they use your tool? Why would they not go and use GPT or Claude directly?
So the GPT, obviously one of the issues that everyone knows with AI, GPT, cloud, all of that is it just doesn't have expertise. It's like GPT doesn't know what's the best framework to write a VSL. GPT doesn't know what's the best framework to write a Facebook ad. It's just generic, right? So there's no sophisticated or expert prompt behind anything it does. It's too generic. So that's one of the big issue. Then you're gonna come say, okay, what about the prompts? Right? First of all, like, it depends. There are the people that sell in the prompts, but you look at those prompts, like, they are even available for free. You look at the quality of them, is like, if you want to say give it like from 1 to 10 quality, you will give them 1 or 2, right? So when it comes to the prompt, then you can look at my prompts. Yes, of course they're sophisticated. Like, I have even multiple pages to train GPT to write a VSL or just a about page. So there's like 8 or 9 pages just to how to write a about page of a school. Just the prompt, how to educate it. Like, this is the quality that you spend the time to do all of that. So that's one difference, but that just one of them. The other thing is that the issue with ChatGPT is, like, even if you create your own custom GPT, right? You are still they're not connected with each other. So you go and create a custom GPT, say, okay, this is a prompt, this is how you write a Facebook ad, then you create another one for sales page or website or different purposes, but they're not talking to each other. What our software does is basically it's gonna tell you every single tool in the software, which is 100 tools in there, over 100 tools, they're all talking to each other and connected with each other. It's like you're having the entire team with a different skill set. They're all being on the board. I know it might not make sense to say how that works, I don't know, until you try the software, but
Mm.
that's a magic and sophisticated architecture behind the software. Connected tools, and that's the magic, because you write a Facebook ad, then you want to write the email sequences. The email sequencer know what your Facebook ad is. So it's specifically going to write that for that without instructing it, without doing anything as the input, because the two are connected. No, you want to go and create a sales page for it. Is sales page know what is your email, what is your website, what is your thing, because you use those tools, and then it goes and create based on that. It's like, this is the magic, absolute magic. And the other thing is that ChatGPT, every single time you need to explain your business. And then people are going to say, write a Facebook ad for business coaching. This is not the like how you explain your business. To explain your business, the AI needs to know a lot. So what our tool is capable of, say that you don't need to explain me your business because you don't know. You don't know what your business is because you don't know the best framework around your business or what you sell. All you need to do, go copy some information from your website or from a about page of your school, or even if you have nothing, just talk for 5 minutes about your business. And then I go, and I've been trained about the best framework. I go and create an absolutely amazing business context for you. A business content that is so long, you're talking about the target market, the pain points, about the desired outcome, is about that how you need to position yourself, how to do it. That business context, I save it in my memory. No, you just tell me what you want to do next. This is the sophisticated architecture behind the software that there's no other AI software capable. There's the copywriting AI softwares that are available, but all they are is just a ChatGPT prompt. They
Mm.
just a prompt. That's it. There's no connected tool. There's no business context created. There's no framework behind it. And the other magic that I like it so much myself and our members like it, you have access to all the language model in one single place, not just ChatGPT.
Mm.
So basically, you can compare them next to each other by window. You
Mm-hmm.
basically there's an arrow you click. You say, okay, you generated this sales page for me. There's a ChatGPT 4 behind it. Can I compare it with ChatGPT for all, for example? Can I compare it with Cloud, with the Perplexity, with the Meta, with the Gemini? You literally say click, 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 click. You have five, six language models right next to each other, generating the output for you in no time. And then all of a sudden happen. And you know what our members love about it? They go create 50, 60 different variation of the Facebook ad by just having this nothing. Just ask the tool to create a Facebook ad and then compare five different language models next to each other. And
Mm-hmm.
then it creates five ads for each. They have five times five. All of a sudden in 2 minutes they have 25 different variations.
Mm.
Boom. This is like a magic. Instead of trying to go to five different language model and prompt each of them, wait for a subscription login, no, forget about that. People needs to have easy solution to execution.
Mm.
People are lazy. They don't know how to execute it. You make things for them as simple as possible. This is that who we are about the AIPreneurs are messaging. You make execution so easy for people that they absolutely have no excuse about executing something. And like the we give people, for example, the template. This is a template about how to write a VSL. This is a template how to write about, but that's good. But still, people need to go ro- use the template for their own business. That means they still have to do some work into it. The
Mm.
template doesn't go and create the entire script for them for their
Mm.
own business. What did we do is that we train our software. We gave a template to the software. We train it. We wrote a prompt. And no, the software knows about your business because it created a context for you in the memory. No, you go click VSL. No input, no explanation. It goes create an amazing VSL for you, for your business, about what you want to sell.
Mm.
So this is a thing. 1 minute versus 2 hours potentially.
Mm-hmm.
This is a difference. And that's why we are all about the problem with entrepreneurship is execution. People don't know about marketing. People are not us. They're not reading 100 marketing books. Like
Mm.
me and co-founder combined how many books we read in our whole life,
Mm.
literally.
Mm-hmm.
All of the marketing books, all of the business book, learning from the best people in the world, doing the mastermind with all of the top marketers. Like how much money me and my co-founder combined we spend on self-education, masterminds, coaching, courses, reading books. Basically, like combine 30 years of our life, and then know all of this brain and everything is there. And then how many people in this world can go and spend 14 years to self-educate themselves? And we're like, we may as well transfer this brain that we know about the best framework from Alex Hormozy. Alex Hormozy about the irresistible offer. How many people actually can go read the book of the $100 million offer, learn everything, and execute everything? Now, all of the now read that book a few times. I created the prompt for a lot of things he's talking about. Know it's in the software, and then you go say, "Here we go. You can create a irresistible offer now based on Alex Hormozy's framework." Boom.
Mm.
That's just making things easy for people because, yeah. So, and then the thing is that we are unstoppable. We just adding tools every single day. So the members basically come up with the idea. They say, "Hey guys, can you do a tool for the pitch? Can you like all of the tools
Mm-hmm.
that are added for the school, like a VSL and about pages, was all based on our members' request.
Mm.
Members requested that. I just spent a couple of hours, wrote the prompt, and then We added the tool and it's boom done. And again, new requests, we get it done. It's just like a feedback we're getting. We're just improving it and adding new tools. And we even add a tool for FTC check.
Mm,
You
that's a
know,
good idea. Yeah.
because you know that we read that book. Don't say that. It's called Don't Say That.
It's an FTC book.
Yeah, it's so long.
Mm,
Okay, the book is so long. I don't know how many pages. It's a couple of thousand pages. And you go, and then how would you expect the people go read a couple of thousand pages of the really, really fun, tiny, and say, well, what you need to do, what you didn't know? Who can be bothered, honestly? Not even 1% of people can be bothered with that. And they're going to say, oh, all of your marketing copy have to be FTC check. How can I do that? Go read that book. This is the advice that people are given. And then what we did that, we read that book, and I went deep dive. I spent quite some time. I wrote the prompt. It's on every single rule. We added to the tool. Know with the tool, every single copy you create, you click on the one click, and it will go check exactly if FTC check it for you. I said it's gonna pass or not. And if it doesn't pass, what do you need to change to pass it?
mm-hmm.
What is the problem? And honestly, like this is absolutely game changer. Even with us, it's absolutely game changer because now every marketing copy we just check, FTC check, go next. Like these are the sort of the thing you need to make it easy for people. It's just like as easy as possible. I know that we created this amazing architecture behind the software. Know that is done. For us to add a new tool is so easy because we don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is working. It's just adding a new tool. It takes like half an hour to Gabor to add it. It
Mm-hmm.
takes probably 1 or 2 hours of my time to write a prompt. So all it takes 2 hours of combine me and Gabor to add a new tool
Mm,
because already the architecture sophistication is behind the software. So every time we have a new business problem, we just go add a new tool. It's
mm,
like I don't know how many tools this end up being by next year. To be honest, we even
mm,
like thinking to add legal tools because these entrepreneurs spend so much money in legal to create
mm-hmm.
terms and conditions. Every time you have a new offer, you need to have a new TNC, and they go ask ChatGPT to write them. It doesn't write the right TNC. That's why you go to solicitors still. And now that we are very good in the solicitor because we've been doing a lot of TNC ourselves, right?
Mm,
We did a lot of things, and I like know exactly I know about all of the TNC stuff that Madeline was helping us. Like literally, I can go and write a prompt for it, a framework, and put it in the tool, so these entrepreneurs, these members, can go and use it for the TNC of their offers. And like, yeah,
man.
it's just like we are very excited, and
Mm-hmm. It sounds like you've got like a pretty crazy framework for growth and for feature building on Skool that's pretty unique too. Like you got a SaaS product and your users are giving you feedback in the group about features that you build, launch to the group, and yeah, and you're offering a community with courses in person also. It's a pretty unique combination. It's honestly like it's not something that I've seen before where you combine the SaaS with the marketing mastermind world in such a way, and it's
yeah,
really it's really a cool combo. Like I'm impressed by the setup that you have. The fact that you can launch features that fast, it's really it's really wild. I'm excited to see what you do.
yeah, you should join, Devin. You should do test the software, 100%.
Yeah.
But it is that is what our USP is, right? Because some people say you could buy those copyrighted AI stuff for $47 a month. Why we need to pay 999 to you? And that's a lesson to everyone that listening, guys. Never ever compete on the price. Compete on the value and unique selling proposition. Right? Just look at us. We are a SaaS company. There are similar ones that they're selling for $99 a month, so 47. But then what we do is that the moment that people realize of the perceived value and what they get here, that's why they're happy to pay 10 times more, 20 times more, because we are not here to compete on the price. We are here to be the most expensive SaaS software in the world. This is our goal, the most expensive, because there's a value that we're giving that no one else can give in. So our focus and value, plus the fact that the SaaS companies, none of them have coaching and support like this to this level come to it. You just
Mm,
get a SaaS, you get the email support or Facebook group at max or just some webinar or this. This is a maximum you will get. But we are the SaaS company that we're changing the education industry, we're changing the entrepreneurship because we're gonna say we are the SaaS, but we're gonna give the support to leverage this SaaS to be very absolutely successful and make so much money. Because the SaaS is not all the puzzle, it's just one piece of the puzzle, no
mm-hmm.
matter how good it is. So this is our unique selling proposition. And I think you're thinking of a school. Why the school was telling me this is my heart, because the school gave us the opportunity to make that unique selling proposition, to absolutely being able to position ourselves the most expensive SaaS in the world, $1,000 a month, is because of a school, because we could provide that extra support and coaching to our members. They're gonna be more successful, and we're gonna be more successful. So thank you to school, because honestly, without a school, we wouldn't be who we are today. A big shout out to them. A big
Mm-hmm.
shout out. Like I say it all the time, like everywhere. I say if it wasn't because of a school, we wouldn't be who we are today.
Mm.
And yeah, it's just a lesson for all other SaaS companies too, right? You could do that. Well, don't do that. Don't listen to this podcast, because then you got our competitor.
You
You
could,
get some
I
else,
could,
huh?
I
They're
don't know.
selling them for 1,000 a month, and the
I,
people paying for it.
I could see you productizing just helping SaaS founders come to Skool now, where you're just like, hey, 10,000 a year, I'll help you move your SaaS to Skool as long as it doesn't compete with mine.
I
Um,
know. Honestly, people told us that I could be charging so much money just to advise in the SaaS company to have the same success as us, because we
mm-hmm,
already did that. We figured it out. All they need to come just model us. And then do they want to figure it out what we did, or they want to basically come in with the exact plan
mm-hmm,
and say, hey guys, this is what you need to do. So we seeing ourselves that doing that, and we can be exceptionally successful to bring a lot of SaaS companies to the school. It doesn't matter. We still have a small team.
yeah,
So our team is still small, and expanding is not very easy because we're so busy working that we don't have time to
yeah.
recruit people. If
I
that
know
makes
the feeling.
sense,
Yeah, for sure.
right? You're just
Yeah.
so busy working 16, 18 hours a day. How do you have time to go and recruit people? But
Mm-hmm,
I guess, like, yeah, definitely plan for 2025. Once we can expand the team, that's something that we could actually provide, even like a separate school community, just specifically helping the SaaS company or other businesses or corporate coming to the school and have the success. And it is a possibility. And it's funny, in the school, when I do post in the school group, there was a couple of people said, how could people pay 999 a month? 315 people pay 999 a month for a SaaS.
mm-hmm,
This is unbelievable. And then you tell to anyone, they say like, this is unbelievable because this is high ticket. This is
mm-hmm,
very high ticket. It's like a monthly 999. And you think of like, we could do that. And our churn rate is quite low. It's sitting like under 20% all the time. And it's like, yeah, like
mm-hmm,
we could do that. You could do that too.
mm-hmm.
It's a possibility. It's just one business and I believe you are the first SaaS company that actually, there are a couple of SaaS companies in the school, but they're not collecting money to the school. I think they're just
Mm-mm.
using it as a community.
Yeah. I know
I don't know any.
Perspective Funnels uses SaaS, but they don't use it to the potential of it at all. It's like I think it's free. I think it's just a supporting, almost like an extension of their email list or something. Is the way that they're using it with education inside. So people don't
Yeah,
get it for at least at the level that you get it for SaaS. I don't think at this point. I haven't seen
no,
anyone else either. Because if you
no, and
saw anyone else, they would be on the leaderboard if you saw them, if it was working. Because
yeah,
SaaS should have the potential to at least be on that leaderboard. You know, they should at least be right there at this point. But I haven't seen any others. Some
no.
potential.
I haven't seen it. I believe you're one of the very original that actually could have a huge success with school being a SaaS company, and
Mm-hmm.
like, and I'm proud of that because we did that, and then other people are gonna see what is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because the moment that they say, okay, this is AIPreneurs, SaaS company, 3 months, two comma club, school
Mm-hmm.
with a break record. How did they do that? Because of the school.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've
Right?
got the Sam Ovens trajectory is interesting with his background with consulting.com, doing masterminds, moved into SaaS, and then pulled in Hermosi. Like, it's sort of like he's gone from mastermind to SaaS, and you've gone from mastermind to SaaS to combination of both. But with Skool too, it's like there's kind of the mastermind of the Skool Games event as well. So it feels like it's very in line with that culture that Sam Ovens is building as well.
Yeah, and he did an amazing job. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, like you saw my post in the school game that I said that we are one.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly everyone last month helped me, help us, everyone. The people were extremely helpful. Like in the school HQ, like Ted is trying to help, Gus is trying to help, Dan is trying to help, Rich is trying to, and Rich is our competitor, right? He's he's working for Kyo.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the goat of the school, and I told him that I'm gonna get that goat from you guys by the end of this month. He laughed at me, and then meanwhile he's sitting next to me trying to help. He literally like into my go high level, trying to work out why we cannot send more than 250 SMS a day to increase my limit. Literally, this is a
Mm-hmm.
level that he was helping me. And like even the competitors are helping you. He knows I'm going to claim the gold from there, and he's helping me. Why would you do that? And then he said that everyone helping me, and then they stepping. And the Ted is hosted a webinar in his group, so I spoke in his group. Goose did the same thing. Patrice did the same thing. Dan did the same. Max President did the same thing. And everyone is trying to help. Atena, we want you to win the school game. We want you to be good. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this culture, honestly, like I felt so
Mm-hmm.
supported and loved, and I just didn't feel like there is any jealousy or there is any the people genuinely want to see you succeed. And this is a given, that's a sort of thing that you don't see in any environment.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that you don't see. The people want to step on each other's back and normal environment, right? They don't want to see you succeed. They get jealousy, and then all sort of thing comes, and all of these people that's absolutely joining forces for me to be the good of the school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I came up with the whole idea of VR1. And I was like, truly, the culture that Sam and Alex created here is phenomenal. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you can find in Facebook or other community. There's a huge difference, sense of like, we are all community. We creators, we are not here to compete with each other or be against each other. We are here to be one, to help each other to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that I observed last month. And I even became more raving fan of a school, to be honest, because that
Mm-hmm.
was really amazing to feel it, to see it, to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
All of these people, until the last second, they were trying to help me. Patrice, for example, like she would be up 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Dan would be like, they're going out and above to be able to help. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say. And then in the closing ceremony, I was just crediting the people that helped. Kevin as well, Kevin Wong,
Mm-hmm.
so amazing. He
Yeah.
would just sleep. He would be up like 2, 3 a.m. sending DMs. How many DMs he sent for us? Honestly, like last second, Kevin, send this DM. When? Now, right now, 2 a.m., 5 a.m. He will literally be on his phone, and like this is a sort of the level of the support. And honestly, you're looking at it, this is not a normal work ethic. This is a work ethic of the people that genuinely on the culture that they truly care. Very grateful. All I can say. And I was saying, so I'm so grateful for everything. I was thanking everyone in the closing ceremony, and I think the Matthew made a funny comment. It was like, you guys did all of this. You work out. Why are you thanking us? I was
Mm-hmm.
like, thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, some of us. Thank you. Like, you guys did that. I was like, no, it's not only us. Without the support of this community, no way we would have been where we are.
Mm.
So a big shout out.
Such a special place. Such a good. Yeah, I feel the same way about like the people of Skool are all built different. There's like a it's like a collection of people that have tried lots of other things, and they've all. I think that we've been the annoying ones of the group, and now we're all not annoying each other on Skool because we're all like that. It's like it's a nice, it's a very nice place to find your people, as Matthew would say. But
100%, because I lost all my friends. Literally, I have no friends left. I was just like cave woman this year. Cave woman. I'm not joking.
what do you
Literally,
mean? What do you mean? Why
I
so?
disconnected from everyone in my life. I
Mm,
disconnected with my family. I'm not talking to my family at all. haven't seen them for so long. I'm not talking to my friends. I'm not going to any social gathering. Literally going completely disconnected from the world, and I did it for a good reason. Because right, you're very very focused on the career and your goals are so unreasonable that you tell to people they laugh at you, and they don't understand you. They don't understand why you work so hard, and they make judgment. I'm a mom. There's a lot of judgment happening from friends and other moms' friends,
Mm,
right? They're not trying to do it, but the social judgment is there, right? They make assumption and make judgment. She's like not a good mom. She's not spending time with her kids. It's all assumption. They're not in my life. They don't see it. They just make assumption. And this sort of thing is like the best for me is to be completely disconnected, be focused, because the last thing I want to be in a lower state of having guilt, or because you cannot be in a lower state and having those feelings, and to be able to keep pushing because you will break that.
mm,
So mentally being very healthy is so important for scaling a business. So yeah, I basically decided to go cave woman, not to be involved in anything. And so yeah, feel very lonely, to be honest, Evan. I
mm,
had a lot of lonely nights that I would just like, I feel so lonely. I have no one to talk to. I have no friends. But this is school again. My friends are the school creators. These are my friends. I talk to them every day. So
mm,
basically, these are my new friends. These are my new families. Feel like, because we understand each other, right? You know what I mean? It's like you're with the people that when you talk to, you enjoy talking to because you're on the same level of mindset. They understand
mm,
you, and people that are don't understand you, then you talk to them, you feel the judgment, the things that they say. It's like, why did you say that? Like, this is so,
mm-hmm,
it's just like it's hard, and it's just like very very hard. But I made that decision, and I'm glad I did. I think
mm-hmm,
it was necessary for me to be who I am today, to make that decision of disconnecting.
mm. Matthew says this thing, which is like that there's like a school funnel, which is funneling all of us to basically be together in person. It's like he said this before, but you comment and then you DM and then you get on a Zoom and then you see each other in person. But uh, I was just talking to him about this in the last podcast. He was saying like, the last part of the funnel is you start to connect with these people in real life, and then you all like live near each other. You move, like these are your people now. Like if you connect so much with these people that these are your people, then eventually the final part of the school funnel is to basically move to your people. And I've noticed this trend of people moving to LA right now. And
Yeah,
are you
I'm
gonna be
thinking about
you're
that.
gonna be one of these people?
I'm considering that. You'd be funny that I'm considering that. I literally saw that the Max, they said they're all moving in. There was Patrice moved in, and I was like, oh my gosh, everyone moved in, all my friends, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I started actually considering that myself. I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I can move to LA to be, because I have no friends, nothing left in Australia, to be honest. I lost everything.
Mm,
I literally lost everyone this year with for a good cause, of course. But it's, yeah. And that's like part of me now thinking, okay, my mom is coming from overseas and it's gonna be Christmas, and I feel very awkward to be around the family because I haven't been for a while. What I mean by family is like sisters and parents, not my kids or husband. Obviously, I'm with them every day, but
mm-hmm.
it just like part of me thinking that it feels a bit awkward or uncomfortable because I haven't been around people at all
Mm,
in the last months because I
mm-hmm.
was just pushing, focusing,
Yeah. In the
and
zone.
now it feels a bit weird to be out of that zone
Mm-hmm.
and not working because I was like, oh, we're gonna take a bit of time off over Christmas. For me, is like very very unusual. It's funny because for me, not working is out of comfort zone now. It feels
Hmm.
weird.
I was gonna say you're not. What do you mean you're not working? You said that you are always working.
That's the thing, right? Because I haven't take any break, like not weekend. Like I work 7 days a week. For me, the weekend is the same. Like for such a long period of time this year, and then for me, it feels very very weird and out of comfort zone not to work. It's like missing something. It's like Yeah, but I guess it's a good problem to have, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll work. I think you'll get through it if you can troubleshoot your way through making an irresistible offer that does what it did for you during the school games. Then you can find your way through this as well. I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess it just takes a bit of time. Obviously, for a long period of time, you're so much focused on career and work, and you disconnect from the whole world. And all of a sudden, you want to back to a little bit of social life and take things easy. But I guess it just like take a while to go back to that because
Yeah.
you just like. And the thing for me, work is not work. For me, it's hobby. If I enjoy doing it. If I didn't, I would have a burnout so many times. And when you get
Mm.
burnout, you cannot keep pushing. Like, and the people are telling me, "What is the secret sauce to not getting burnt out, Atana?" And I'm like, my secret sauce is that I just, for me, work is a game. I enjoy doing it. And um,
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is that reward and recognition, right? When you don't get any reward or recognition, you don't see progress. That's why usually people get burned out. They
Mm.
work and they don't get any result. They get no progress, no recognition, no reward, and they give up or they get burned out. They feel like they wasted. But being patient, believing in fate, being patient is super important.
Mm-hmm.
Patient. Success overnight could happen, but it's not because of overnight, it's because of everything you've been building up until that moment.
Mm.
So that's basically what it is. Like some people look at us as a success overnight, but it's not success overnight, guys. It's like many years of having the work ethic, building those skills, reading that many books, getting to that point, pushing to get to that success. It's like it's not like I'm like a very junior person with no experience. All of a sudden, that I can build a multi-million-dollar company in like a couple of months. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like believing in the fight. And then in the 2023, I was working my ass off writing prompts and trying to revolutionize the marketing industry, and I didn't making any money at all, right? And that's the thing. Sometimes you have to not make any money for a while, and then you believe that when you launch it to the market, then you can make money.
Mm.
It's just like those things. And I
Mm.
still haven't pulled any money out of my business, by the way.
It's all going back in.
Not even one single dollar.
Mm.
And that's another work ethic. How many people in this world can work for so much, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, for a year, not taking any money out? Majority will go absolutely against say, no, this is not working, they give up. But that's the thing, just continuously put every money we make, we put it back in the business to build this amazing software, to build this and that, and just like I can just pull the money out and then we don't have any money, then we need to go get investors. We don't want to get investors, right? We don't need
Mm.
investors. Why? Because we're not pulling money out of the business. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just all of these things that I think a lot of the young entrepreneurs, if you're listening to this, you need to realize that building a proper business is different with freelancing. Freelancing gonna give you to pay the bills, but you can never get to this point. If you want to get to this point, you shouldn't be focusing on profit or pulling money out of the business. You should be focusing on building a proper business foundation and be patient.
Mm.
This is what it takes.
Mm-hmm. When do you think there'll be profit for this business?
We are profitable. We got quite a bit of cash in the bank. It's just like we kind of like hesitated to pull money out.
The end of the year's coming. You don't want to have that profit in your bank whenever the year rolls
I
around.
know. Like especially that cyber truck money, right?
Mm-hmm. You
We're thinking
gotta
like,
you gotta expense it or pay yourselves, but you don't want to report that profit.
yeah, it's yeah, I know. It's basically like me trying to think of, oh, maybe we should get that price for ourselves,
Mm.
kind of like part of it thinking, because I'm continuously thinking about this next step growth. I'm like, we need to employ more people.
Yeah.
And then, we have to push more into the marketing and then we need to create a replay webinars, our $1 million funnel. We call it $1 million funnel now officially because our webinar funnel is one that to come a club.
Mm-hmm.
So we officially can call it a $1 million funnel.
Mm.
So our $1 million funnel, webinar funnel, now we want to make it replay. So run it 3 times a day and then just scale and scale from there. So we've got a lot of big plans for the push for next year and expanding the team and stuff. And like, kind of like, if we pull money out, what do I forget short? Just like, we want to be on the safe side and kind of thinking more towards the growth of the business rather than having the short term pleasure.
Mm. Mm-hmm. It's a balance. It's hard to find that balance. It's like the game of business, and in large part is like figuring out hiring or growth or customer success balance. Kind of dealing with the
Yeah.
same sort of thing right now. It's just like hire we could hire more people or spend more time in the ads lab getting people results and or spending more time working on the growth side and putting money in and yeah,
Right.
it's a balance,
Yeah.
but
Right. So what do you recommend? Do we pull money? We don't pull money.
I think putting money into people is like the primary my primary go-to. Like, it's probably a green light on that one. It's like people. I'm very. I feel like people first is kind of the we're hiring people, and if we could get more people to know how to do the things that we're doing, and we could do more of that with more of the people, it's really good. So I feel like that's always an easier choice than do we put more money into marketing or more money into the product question, because that one is harder to figure out. I feel like, I don't know about you, but for us it is. We don't have a SaaS, so I'm sure it's super different. Your product is like a literal product, where my product is like spending time with the people, getting them results, and making videos and iterating. And my product is that. And so for you, totally different. But you have a pretty large, complex product to manage, and your community is a part of your product too. Um, yeah.
Yeah. We are quite a scalable business model being a SaaS. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the advantage of that. So we could scale quite fast. But obviously community that if you're selling a SaaS with the community, there's a bit of fulfillment. Like we need to get more account managers stuff. But we've been managing it pretty well
Mm-hmm.
this month. So actually people are very, very impressed by how much attention they're getting all the time with only like a few people being in the business. We basically respond to every single DM very, very quickly within a few hours at the absolute latest. We respond to every single comment, to every single post, me and Gabor. And then
Mm.
I asked the people, what do you like about this community? I asked the people said the easy access to you and Gabor.
Mm.
You guys are always responsive. And having 7 live sessions a week,
It's
like it's
madness.
huge with a
That's
small,
crazy.
small team.
Yeah.
We've been doing really well, but honestly, we're just doing 16 to 18 hours a day.
Mm.
So each of us is equivalent to a couple of people. So,
Man, that is
oh,
such a huge machine. I mean, it's honestly interesting because there's only a few of you, but you're managing a large like community like throughput. There's a lot of money moving through that community, and the attention that you two are giving while developing the product is such a high ROI. That's really interesting. It's more on the mastermindy side, but there's a SaaS product there too that like is what makes it really interesting.
but this is basically what we did because we have a mastermind community and mastermind program, which is a very, very high ticket offer, $23,000 a year. So we only had like a couple of people into that. And then we were like, do we move that program into this AIPreneurs agency accelerator? Because do we prefer to help 300 people or we prefer to help a few because we're doing those weekly sessions with them anyway?
Mm.
And the whole mastermind is about doing a couple of events a year and also the weekly implementation session. So if you want to have success with for example, the funnel, we have the weekly sessions with the Gabor about funnel building, right? So he can go
Mm.
and help you to build your funnel, to launch it, to improve it. If you want help with go high level and tech, we have Daniel. So you could use Daniel. Daniel every week come there. If you need help with the Facebook launch, then you have the our Facebook guy who's Azure. So we were learning that really. It's like just implementation sessions. So basically, you connect
Mm.
to people's desktop, you help them to execute, not coaching. And they were like, what about if you move that into this group? Because our members need that because they go use the software, and then what they get us stuck now is a tech part. Because they want to build that funnel and make it live, they get us stuck on the tech. So we
Mm.
started seeing that's an issue. We're like everyone in this group, the next step for them is to have access to those implementation sessions. So then we're like, do we go ahead and start upselling them into this mastermind? And we were like, no, we cannot upsell people into mastermind until they get the return on investment, right? They get the best, start making money, get return on investment, and they have enough money to pay 23,000. So they have to make
Mm.
that much money
Mm-hmm.
to be able to pay for the mastermind, and it might
Right.
take a couple of months. So we're like, do we want these people to struggle with that missing piece of the puzzle to having access to the expert for the execution? And then instead we're running that program anyway, we're spending time anyway, or we just come back to this existing member and say, hey guys, we do give you a refund, we give you this and that, compensate that. We could be shutting down that program and instead moving that program into AIPreneurs Agency Accelerator. We actually we're thinking about actually branding it as a mastermind too, because now the experience is a really mastermind. This is
Mm-hmm.
not a normal group. And we were like, okay, we do that. We decided to do that. And we're like, everyone that joined us in the Black Friday offer, or now they get the grandfather. We grandfather them for free lifetime, right?
Mm.
And then from next year, then we go and increase our pricing
Mm.
because then obviously we're not going to make any money if we're going to do all of that for only
Mm-hmm.
5 grand a year. It's just not even covering the expenses. But
Mm-hmm.
then we decided to grandfather to the existing people because they are the one that help us to win the school game. They're
Mm-hmm.
very early adopters, and move the mastermind into. That's why we ended up with 7 sessions a week. Move the
Mm.
mastermind into this, having the execution Q&A, and also bringing experts as well on top of us. So we have the expert that doing the master classes. Like Patrice had a master class in our groups today, this morning,
I
for
saw
example.
that. How'd that go?
I wasn't there. She was running
Mm.
it by herself.
Mm. She's
She's
great. I attended one of her sessions she did for a group once a while ago, and she's really good on these.
she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, people love her. She
Mm-hmm.
helped us a lot last month as well during the school game. She's still helping us.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Her
then
work
she
ethic is sort of your style. Like just goes
yeah,
hard, pulls it all out, will not sleep, will she works like that too. I've noticed.
she
It's
does whatever it takes. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And then she loves our software. She uses it. She already mastered the software, and then she's in a group giving so much value because she's very familiar with the software, and then she helps people about how to create a copy with the software and then refine it and use it. So basically, her amazing experience in copywriting and our software together. She's come in there and said that how she uses that for her business, and
Mm.
she's very very good copywriter as well. Like she literally know about
Mm-hmm.
copy really well.
She's fast, very fast learner.
Very fast learner. I know
Yeah.
it's only took her literally no time to master the whole software.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well, her
like
story, I watched her school story, which is one of the most popular episodes that with Matthew, and I mean, she started copywriting, I think, after doing Ted's program, and I mean, wasn't that long ago. She learned really fast and got really good quickly, and she gets exponentially better much faster than the ordinary human beings that are copywriters that I've noticed. So yeah,
she's
the
she's hard worker. She just push, push, push.
mm-hmm,
20 years old,
mm-hmm,
right? Being that work ethic. How many of the 20 years old actually doing that, sacrificing so much? It's like, yeah, and same as Harut, right?
mm,
Harut is also one of the other success stories. At 22 years old, he's one of our annual members. He's using us, started using our software. He actually had a master class in our community yesterday about branding and content creation.
mm,
And that's the thing, we bring in this expert, and then he shared about his expertise of how you could actually go, because he made so much money through the school, 700,000, I think he made through the school.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming to say, well, what was he doing with the content creation? And now we're gonna say this is the what you need to do. And now we use this Atena software or AIPreneurs software to execute all of this, to model all of these viral videos. What video do you need to go model? He was talking about modeling. That how what a specific video he goes and model. He teaches to people what to model, and then now you could use the software to model those script, to model those copy, and it's like that's and when we bring in this expert and then combining with the software, they go learn about our software. They are our members. They get in love with the software and they bring the expertise combined with the software.
Mm-hmm.
This is how the value that members can get, because literally that's all you need. You need to have those experts in different fields that are using the software and telling you how they leverage the software to do that. And then we're providing these master classes to our community. And um, so yeah, it's this sort of thing is like with a small team, we are on top of all of this.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see what your team looks like, where you're sitting on the leaderboard in another month or two from now, and we'll have to connect again. Atena, we've got to
Yeah,
jump for today, but it's been super fun, and I'm sure we'll I'm sure we'll keep up, and you'll have to
yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
yeah, yeah, appreciate you
I
coming
would
on.
need to invite you to be a speaker in our community.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
here. I'm always here.
definitely, 100%. So I'll have you actually in one of my list of the one of the people definitely want to have your involvement a lot more, bring your expertise to the community, and yeah, try
Yeah,
our software for sure. Sit with you one on one. We tell you how you can leverage it for your members, maybe.
I love it. I am an open I'm an open DM away. We've chattered plenty. Feel free to message me. I'm interested. I'm just been busy and it's a season. The I honestly it just got a little tired and burned down and overworked around that Black Friday time with family, traveling with a toddler, and
So you got kids as well?
yeah, yeah. I have a 2-year-old.
Ah,
Yeah,
cute.
and
So okay, so you know how when I was talking about that.
yeah, I know how you feel, and I'm surprised by what you're able to do. Like I, as a mom, like right now, it's really, um,
Today when I start work around 2 a.m. is because I obviously my kids are up six, so 6 to 7:37 I have to spend time with them, and again an hour in the evening. So because I lose a couple of hours a day because of spending time with them, so I have to work a lot harder and I have to sleep
mm,
less.
mm,
So this is a sacrifices we have to do. But all I can say to people is that you cannot use your life circumstances or situation as an excuse why you cannot push hard or be successful, because everyone has something in their life. Whether you are parents, like Gabor is a parent, two small kids, same age as ours. Whether you're parents, whether you have some other issues, you have health issues, you got family issues, like all we need to do, grass is always green on our other side. Everyone's life there is something happening. Something
mm,
happening at some but it just shouldn't be an excuse about why I cannot be successful. You need to work harder. If you're in a situation that you cannot, you work full time, for example, right? A lot of people work full time and say, I cannot have a business, can work full time. Yes, you could, right? You
mm-hmm,
have 4 to 8, you have 6 to 9. You could still work another 8 hours on your business when you're working, and then say, oh, it's hard. Of course, it's hard. The you need to do, and that's something that actually Harut mentioned in the master, and I steal it from him. He said, you need to do unreasonable actions for unreasonable goals.
mm,
That's what it takes.
mm-hmm,
Unreasonable actions for unreasonable goals. If you want to have unreasonable goals and be successful and stuff, then you need to do unreasonable action. That means waking up at 2 a.m. Do whatever it takes. Work
mm-hmm,
hard. Be disconnected and going cave moment, going caveman, like all of those things that are unreasonable actions, there are for unreasonable goals, right?
mm,
So something for anyone that's watching actually to remember that.
mm.
So there's nothing in your life that you could use it as an excuse why you cannot be successful. There's no excuse at all. We could look at it as excuse or be victim, or we could look at it as I just need to work harder.
Mm-hmm.
Same as the people that have no money. They say, I have no money, so I never can have a business. But you don't have money, you work harder than me. If I wake up at 2 a.m., you need to wake up at 12. That's all it takes. If you work hard, you are going to make money. That's like as simple as it is. Yes, you don't have to reach that, but you at least are more motivated, or you have more why, or you have more reason. People with the rich dad, they don't have this a strong why, but you do have a strong why. So you need to work hard. So it's actually looking at it as a blessing, looking at it as a life problem as a blessing, not as a being a victim.
Mm-hmm.
As a blessing about this situation make me to have a strong motivation, a strong why. Because I'm broke, my family broke, I don't want my kids to be living this world broke. I need to make a change in this, so I'm gonna work hard. So this become your strong why. That's what's gonna push you. Because business is not easy. It's very easy to give up. If you don't have a strong why, you will give up at some point. So that's all I'm saying. So yeah,
Thank you, Atena. And I think that I think we could just keep going forever because it's fun
I
to
know.
talk. It's fun to talk about this stuff, and I I feel like this is a good place to leave it for round one, and we'll have to have another round two and pick it up sometime soon. Appreciate you. Thank you
No
for
problem at all.
your
Thank you so
story.
much for having me.
Of course. Thank you.
Problems. We touch base very soon. Thanks, Evan.
Bye bye.
Cheers.